All right, everybody, welcome in. This is going to be another Stormgate cast, and I'm Algorithmore, and this is going to be a series played out in the Aureil Stormgate 2v2 tournament number 2 that was recently played. And I was unable to cast these live, but Aureil sent me over the replay packs, and I'm going to grab a few series and try and cast them. As you know, I love the 2v2 scene, and I do love casting any of these tournament matches. Thanks to Aureil for putting on these community tournaments for us to give us some fun games to watch in early access here. And this is a fun tournament. It's a 2v2 tournament. Members of the team have to be of a particular form, that is one pro or one master's level player, technically one above 1850 and one below 1850 MMR. And this first team, let me introduce them. This is going to be in the blue. This is Snoxtar. And Snoxtar is playing with a member of our community. This is Senti, playing Celestial. Senti, active in our community, supports tournaments. Shout out Senti for throwing some money down on that. And Senti is also our resident Liquipedia editor. So if you need something on Liquipedia, shout out Senti. And their opponents playing in the red and warm team colors. In the orange here, this is Turlagh. And thanks to HYY bringing his arc ship right here. He's right here too. Boom. In the Celestial. And we see both of our teams are doing the Celestial mining trick. So that means neither one's really getting an advantage of it, because that's basically canceling each other out. And that mining trick, of course, allowing the imps to more rapidly, they don't have to walk back and forth, they just turn around and deliver it right to the arc ship, and they're right back to swiping, which allows you optimal mining, but with just 4 imps, although one of these imps is derping out. One of these imps is not where he's supposed to be. Now I should be out on the map seeing what's going on, because these players have been super active out, and I should maybe unzoom so we get a better look at things here. But yeah, okay, here we do have some Snoxtar army moving across the map, although 2 of those brutes look pretty low. And Turlagh sees this coming, I guess. Has a hint that it's coming, although, ooh, there go down the imps. Remember, there were only 4 there, so at least it's not like 12 mining imps that get caught there. But it's a bit of a weird flank and surround. Some of those units of Snoxtar do get taken out, the fiends trying to run away, although getting caught. One does get home. So that was maybe ill-advised. I'm not sure if any real damage got done. Some imps, there we go. Few imps did die there. And Turlagh's already out trying to make another base, and continues on the creeping. Turlagh had already captured the vision camp down here. And going for the Luminite camp here, but so is Snoxtar. Snoxtar says, I got an army for that. And boom, interesting knife ball, which goes on the creeps and some of the units. The creeps taken out by Snoxtar as he's got the larger force, and Turlagh has to scurry away, trying to get back to somewhere safety, but this base is now under threat. Cancelled on the shrine, farm goes down, a few rallied imps also are casualties. And now Turlagh is going to have to defend. Both parties have their Infernal Fury. And this is pure Infernal versus Infernal right now. There we go. Some Vectors showing up on the side for Senti. And this is a bit of an attrition here. Nice front lines. It looks like Turlagh's front line is falling down quicker and is going to have to pull back. I think the Gaunts and the Vectors were doing the extra work. There's a Shroud's down there. That's going to help out a bit. A few Gaunts showing up. They're going to help applying Curse on the blue units there. Now a Vector from HYY showing up as well. But still, this has largely been an Infernal versus Infernal. The Vectors are just little support units now. And it's Snoxtar who's coming out on top. There is still that Shroudstone in the back, though, which is still getting damage done. And the battle has also creeped over here. HIYY trying to deal with reinforcements while this smaller force is wreaking havoc on the base. Few up here as well. Turlagh's base is basically just swarming with Snoxtar's units. And HYY and Turlagh are doing their best to bring units in here to fight this off. Finally, a Vector Force does show up, and that's going to be enough to clean up this army. Although this base did go down. And, well, not too bad. I'll call that a hold, even though there was some damage dealt. And now we've got scythes coming in from Senti as well to support above, as well as the Saber. It's still largely brutes from Snoxtar, of course from the Infernal. Those are going to be your best units right now. And yeah, just a few gaunts in the back there to support with their curse. And HYY doing some really good vector control here. But there's also that one Saber in the back that's able to just punch down some of that splash damage. Now Turlagh looks like maybe trying to get into a better position. Vectors have a hard time teleporting away. And the front line of Snoxtar still doing a good job, although he does pull back to deal with the flanking units on the left. Not wanting to get squished. As we see, Senti is also pulling back those valuable sabers to keep them behind the front lines. And for the moment now, Turlagh and H1Y are basically pushing this force back. And we see a few of those sabers going down now. That's not what you want. And they pull back to the safety of this Wraithstone over here. That is going to be a good defense. With a Manifest Shroudstone, Snoxtar has really good SimCity here. Hard to get on top of that. Hard to get on top of this Wraithstone with all those buildings in front. They've got farms that are going to produce hogs that'll mess with the pathing. Really good defensive structures there. We got a little skirmish here over the Luminite camp. It started looking pretty even, but I think this is going to be a win for Snoxtar as he's got more reinforcements showing up. The vectors of HYY have come down to do some harassing. But they're running into sabers, and I think the sabers are going to punch through there. A few brutes show up as well, and HYY tries to retreat. And gets caught in this sea of brute and gaunt, and a few of them go down as a result. Pretty scrappy, as these 2v2s have been. Lots of little battles going on everywhere, as we see Turlagh's now trying to say, well, if you're chasing those vectors around, maybe I can take out this Wraithstone. Although the Dragon of Snoxtar shows up above, and a pretty much pure surround on those units means they're going to get wiped out. And sure enough, that's the last brute going down. And Snoxtar's pushing out now, going to try and retake the Luminite camp. And at least Turlagh has been expanding quite a bit. This one is going to get taken out though. And the pressure continues into this base, which was denied earlier. And now it's, again, it's a fairly nice toe-to-toe frontline battle here. Attrition of brutes. But the dragon above and a few gaunts on the backside there is just going to help out Snoxtar quite a bit. Every phantom that gets spawned, of course, is just going to tank a little bit of extra damage, do a little bit of extra DPS. But for the moment, he gets pushed back. Scythes show up as well. Turlagh tries to get into a nice position around these brutes. And Shadowflyer showing up as well, impacting the dragon, and the dragon goes down. Now there's sabers on both sides. And the front lines start to disintegrate. Turlagh's is the one that's still up. That means Senti's going to have to retreat. The support units, but Fiends and Brutes both are speedy enough to get on top of those sabers. And the sabers are going to have to go down. More Shadow Flyers showing up, impacting on some sides. Not getting the best impacts there. Sides, of course, put their shields up after the first impact automatically, which means they're going to do a good job of tanking the additional Shadow Flyer hits. And we're right back to pushing up the ramp here with the Shroud Stone and the Wraith Stone. This is a fairly big army. This could actually be it on Snoxtar. We got the Shroud Stone goes down. The front line's melting to Saber Blast. Well, Brutes have circled around and are in amongst all the SimCity here. Wraith Stone's still just chilling, doing its business. Not being target fired yet. That's usually something you're going to want to take out. Remember, it does AoE damage of anyone standing in the Shroud. But nonetheless, that is going to be GG from Snoxtar and Senti. Alright, we're back in game number 2. On the cool side, now it's Turlagh and HYY. Hiya. And Warm Team now. We got Snoxtar and Senti. It's a good scrappy game last time. Lots of back and forth. Definitely lots of opportunities for both sides to win. And I really did think the Snoxtar team was going to pull it off for most of the game. But in the end, a strong push from Turlagh and Senti overwhelmed that base, and we got the GGs. Now, this, I'm sorry everybody, I'm glad I got into this game pretty quick and didn't waste my time on any introductions, because we got Morph Cores flying across the map over here. Power banks just dropped as we go. Surged arc ship, so it's extra speedy. There is shenanigans going down. You shenan me once, and you shenan me again. Shenanigan. We got the cheese, we got the fromage. Which flavor is it? Oh, but there are phantoms coming out, and they're like, what? What is this? Your base is so close. The battle begins. And actually, I and Turlagh coming in with a very strong force to try and push in here. Argent's just popping out of the creation chambers. They're trying their best with this aggressive push, but Snoxtar and Senti knew what was coming, or at least were ready with their own push, and they come out on the map and make a very strong showing against this. Nonetheless, Argents are out. This forward base is going to reinforce quickly, and we are getting Turlagh's army to come in and try and push back. And for the moment, the forward position holds. And they're going to push up the ramp. But remember, this is defender's advantage now for Snoxtar and Senti. And look how many Argents that Senti has already been able to create. Senti is no joke here. Able to produce Argents, and we're watching as Argents are kind of getting one shot as they're trying to retreat here. And now we're right back to defending on the forward position. More Brutes from Snoxtar showing up. That's going to give Senti's Argents the freedom to just push forward here. They're focusing down low Argents, as they should. And there is... It's all about the Argent count here, but of course the Brutes in the front are doing a great job. It's also Gaunts from Turlagh, so it's a lot of micro here on the side for the cool team. They don't want to be caught by those Brutes. They want to be microing back the whole time, but at the same time, there's just a stream of Brutes and Argents coming in from the hot team that keep pushing them back through their production, which is dangerous. We see all of Turlagh's units get taken down now. It's just HYY's units, and that's going to be GG from the cool team very quickly in game number 2.